And we're back for Money Monday, as always. Terry and myself getting ready to do some work in Bensalem, Pennsylvania for Parx. How was your weekend, Terry? I know it was good because your 49ers finally beat a team.
Yeah, they look pretty good, but of course, that team that they beat was kind of mediocre. But still,
Mediocre.
yeah,
Wasn't
they
it at
were.
one point like they had like 8 yards offense
Yeah, they did in the first half. Yeah,
with a new
so
coach? Yeah, I think
yeah.
mediocre is being a little be. All the mediocre teams are mad that you consider the Bears mediocre.
Well, I'll tell you, they played some good games the last three games, only getting beat 2 or 3 points by really good teams. So they did
Mhm.
have coming into this game, they had a lot of good games. So, but I'm glad the 49ers did that, and I'm hoping that they can keep that up against the good teams they're going to go against now. So, and then
Only
of
a
course,
couple of weeks left to make the playoffs, right?
yeah, that was a good game between Buffalo and LA.
Mhm.
It got right down to the very last. So,
Yeah, the only quarterback in history with 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns. Well, hopefully, we can be the only handicappers in history to have 3 touchdowns on the ground and in the air today at Parx. Real quick, when the show's over at horseracingtoday.net, you'll find the link to the story here with our comments and suggestions and all that good stuff. Of course, free picks tonight. Link in the description below at Free Track Mountaineer. So you'll be watching football and horse racing, hopefully. And then when the show is over, when you head on over to horseracingtoday.net, get on over there, hit that HRT gear button, hook yourself up with some of our gear. We'd appreciate that. All right, Terry. Well, let's appreciate some of our work on the weekend. Talk a little bit about the races today at Park, starting with the opener.
all right, in this opener, we're going to go 6.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $26,000 purse for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yeah, so quite a few 6.5 furlong races today. So keep an eye on the opener to get a sense of what that bias might look like. Ordinarily, Tactical Speed does well with 35% winning wire to wire. There's an inside to outside bias, Terry. 1,000 simulations starting in race number 1. We want to know who has the best chance to get to the lead. Then, based upon our projected pace, which horses are going to find this race to look a lot like their best performances. Q30, if you have a 30% or more in this column, means you have a really good chance to stay forward all the way around the track. Par plus, in our 1,000 simulations, how many times I ran a speed figure equal to or better than the par speed figure, in this case, 79. And then finally, we want value, Terry. We want our simulation odds to be lower than post-time odds. At least that's the hope. What do you see here?
Well, the eight's got the most speed in here, although there's plenty of speed, but the eight shows the most. So could get to that quarter pole if it gets out good. The two has an overlay from 9 to 5, 7 to 2. All but the 7 and 9 show par plus numbers, and all but the 7 and 9 show C zones, and especially the 1, 5, and 8.
Yeah, on the C zone, we're looking for a number of 50% or better. In addition to our simulations, we also take a look at what we call trip handicapping, where the horse wants to be on the race when it's put together its best effort. E are your pilots. They want to be on the front. EPs, they can pilot or co-pilot. You got a Sesame Street horse here with the 5, unlike any of the others. Wants to co-pilot. PCs can be anywhere on the track. 1 and 7, they're your closers. So far, the 4 and 9 have not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Early on, if speed is your thing, Terry, it does look like that 8 horse is a little bit quicker than the rest. Got a pretty good drop off here. Every 5 points goes about 1 length. So the 8 to 2, the 5 and a 6, all about 2 lengths quicker than everybody else. As they come for home, time tested, along with fully committed. They're the 2 with the most late speed. Top total pace, usually the top 4 produces the winner about 7 out of 10 times. Clear difference between the top 4 and the bottom 4. Terry, who are your top 4?
I like the 8 Zandu Hawk. He finished in the money in 2 races out of 3 career starts, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 6 Key Stat as my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and his best start speed, fastest among today's starters. The 5 D-Day is my third choice, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 1 is my long shot, fully committed. He ran second in his last race. The Rel Post is winning 20% clip, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets in this race for me.
I want to start the week with the 6 horse, Key Stat. This horse has the third start after a layoff and the most upside potential in the race. Number 5, D-Day. This one showed to be a little bit better early in its last race, and another making that classic third start after a layoff. Zandu Hawk. Los Ocho. That one should be out front. Going to drop in class here. And then finally, number 2, Malibu. That one ran the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than anybody else, and also showed some better early speed last time out. Hey, real quick, before this first race starts, if you follow me over at Horse Race HRT Rich on Twitter, you'll see last night I put out a post that we're ready, set, go just about for our pay sheets. And I put out the pay sheets for today. I don't want to call them pay sheets. I think that's our good friend Chris Parmalu, just kind of his stuff. Ours are, I don't know what to call them yet. No catchy names, but I did put all of this data out in our format. The only thing left to do is the how-to guide, and then we'll be able to put them out for every single race, every single day on the same information you see available here. So HRT Rich on Twitter, go over and take a look at that. Buenas tardes to you as well, my good friend. I think we're the kings of Venezuela, Terry. I was looking through some of our stats, and we get a lot of viewers from Venezuela, Turkey, and the United States. So maybe we should take some vacation in one of those places. All right.
It should.
New York City being the top market for us here. The 2-horse Malibu, the one with that top last race speed figure, 5 points better than everybody else, along with the top par plus score. That's out on the front, along with the 8-horse Zanduhak. Those two are pretty well, big gap between them and the 6-horse Keystat. That's the next one in line there, it looks like. Although I don't know that this thing is actually correct. But anyway, it's the way it looks to me. The 8-horse has taken full charge right now as they went through the opening quarter in 23-2. The 6-horse, that one's coming pretty aggressively right now, although the 8-horse continues to be your tone setter. The 2 and the 6 are trying to close some ground on that one, but right now the 8-horse is running pretty clear up there on its own. Down around the bend they come, and the 2 horses pulling up alongside. 6-horse is trying to gain its stride, but the 8-horse is the 6-horse is the 8-horse still hanging in there. But it looks like it's going to go 8, and then like 8, 6, 2 maybe. I think that's how it's going to go. 8, 6, 2, and 5. 8, 6, 2, and 5. So we have the trifecta. Terry had the 8 on top as his winner, and he had the trifecta. No, 8, 6, 2. I had a trifecta and the superfecta. The 5 was your big favorite. So that's superfecta with the 8 coming in at 3-1. The 2-horse, the 6 at 7-1. 2, they all should pay pretty good in there, Terry, I feel like.
Yeah.
Your favorite running 4th out of 4. Let's move on to good morning, Hope. How are you today? Hit that like button. I agree. Good morning, John. Nice of you to join us today from Biloxi. That's in what, Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
It's got. I've never been there. I know it's on the ocean. I imagine that the casinos there are nice. Tell us a little bit about that area. Should we come visit, John? Maybe do a show down there, right? All right. Let's move on to race number 2. Terry, today, what's happening in the second spot?
All right, we're going to go up to 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. Purse, $23,000 for fillies, 3-year-olds and fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
So at $170 on the main track, we're looking for horses with early speed, a little under 4 out of 10 does go wire to wire. The inside 3, they get the best of it. 4 and out, 4 through 7, a little bit of discount. 8 and out is almost fair. So 1, 2, 3, or 8 and out, probably the best places to be, especially if you have some speed, Terry. You don't have to worry about an 8 and out, but it does look like the speed is on the Buffalo Girl to the outside.
That's right. The 6 on that outside should get to that quarter pole first. Gets way more speed than everybody else. 1 has an overlay from 7-1 to 8-1. All but the 3 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
And those look like a little overlays there. Maybe I don't see really too many of them. But our race shape for race number 2. Look at that 6-horse. That one could be anywhere it wants on the front. Can be patient if it wants. A lot of versatility with the 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5-horse, that's a closer in here. At the start of the race, well, if that 6 can get out to the lead, it could go all the way. And it does have a pretty aggressive early speed advantage. A little bit more than 2 lengths over everybody else. At the end of the race, you're looking at the 5-horse, Frosted Diamond, and one of the 1s, the 5 and the 3. They're a little bit quicker than everybody else, with the 5 being ahead of the 3 at the start. Your top total pace horse here is the 5, Frosted Diamond, 6 points clear of the 3. That means the 5 horse should close on these. Really not that far off the pace with all of the others except for the 6. 5 sits in a shotgun position and runs by them all at the end. Terry, what do you think?
Well, I like the 2 Lost Love. She finished in the money in her last 4 starts, winning 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer. Then the 5 Frosted Diamond is my second choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 17% of the dirt starts a horse he trains competes in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Then the 1 is my third choice, has won 2 races out of the last 4 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 19% of the races with a horse who's been off 46 to 90 days. And then Molly Malone's my long shot, number 4. She won her last race at Parx Racing. And then I'm going to play the first Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 with the 1, 3, 5, with the 5, 7, 8, with the 2, 3, $45 ticket.
That means the 3 horse is the one you got to look out for. It's the only one Terry doesn't have in his picks.
That's true.
That always happens. It's terrible, but it's true. That opening race, the 8 did win, paid $8. That's pretty symmetrical. I'm sure there's a cryptic code in there for Private Ross. 6 horse, $660 to place. The 2 horse, and the 5, the exacta, $26.40. The trifecta, $35.40. The superfecta for a dime, $13.51.
Nice.
I'm going to start off with the 5 horse in the second race. Frosted Diamond is the only horse in the race with a par run on the resume. It is our top par plus horse, consistent with top total pace, as we mentioned, 6 points clear of everybody else. Lost Love, the 2 horse. This one's never been off the board in 4 races at Parx. Drops to where she just missed a couple of races ago. Alma Brilla, whatever, the 1 horse. Third choice for me, just like you, Terry. Coming off the bench, and trainer Daniel Velasquez wins 20% the first time he trots out a horse off a claim. And then finally, number 6, Fast Motion, the final choice for me. A little bit of fractions last out. And I think perhaps a little too much early speed for the rest of these if it can get away with some easy fractions. Look at here, you got that top C-zone, one of them anyway, with that early pace. Could be trouble for these. I'm going to go 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm going to go all in the next leg. And then 5, 7, 2, 3. So the weak link for me in the back half of this card. Jerry, tomorrow we'll do Parx. Wednesday we'll do Turfway Park. Thursday we'll do Aqueduct. Friday, Tom and I, for Foreign Fridays, we'll do something down in Australia. You don't want to miss any of those winning picks. And the best way to make sure you're included is to do what?
Well, the best way is to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you're notified about all of the programs we got coming up. Go down and copy that link and share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at the Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like, just as Don Johnson suggested. And then also keep these comments and picks coming. We really enjoy seeing them. They help us out.
And we're on Blue Sky for all the people, too, who are exiting Twitter because they're unhappy with Elon. In race number 3, Terry, we're gonna go $170 again. Tell us all about the conditions for this one.
Okay, it's a maiden claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, first $26,000 for maidens, maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
And just like race number 2, speed does do good at 1 mile and 70 yards. 38% win the race to the quarter-mile marker, and then they get the keys to the winner's circle. Inside 3 bonus, 4 through 7, a bit discounted. 8 and out, they go back to almost fair. So speed being what it is at Parx is important, Terry. And again, the speed is to the outside in this 5-horse field.
It is, and 3 of them show speed on that outside, that 5, 4, and 3, so it may go head-to-head with those all the way to the quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from 8 to 5, 12 to 1. The 1 and the 2 show the only par plus numbers. All but the 2 show C zones, especially the 5 on the outside.
Yeah, in this race, I think 5-horse field, Stephen Fielder says always take the horse with the biggest odds, right? And that's how he wins all those horse racing contests. Look at this, 1, 2, 4, and 5. They've not been within 5 lengths of the leader. The 3 wanted to close. So a lot of times these races are won by the horse that can get to the front or at least be forward. It looks like Miss Hard to Get. The only one that won't be forward looks like is the Nuzoko, the 2-horse. Late speed belongs to them. Well, the one that won't get forward, and it's got a hell of an advantage over the rest of the field. So if that one can get off to any better start, they might have a difficult time contending with that guy. Top total pace horse, the 2 and the 3, they're well above everybody else, with the 3 leading the way there. Terry, does the 3 lead the way in your picks?
No, I like the one in Intenti. She drops in class today. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then I like Miss Jones, the 3. She finished third versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 26% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. Mary Loves Louie is my 5 horse. She's my third choice. She drops in class. She has the highest last speed rating. Then I like the 2 as my long shot. She drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% in the first route race at a route that a horse he has running. And then no additional bets for me here.
So you mentioned, John, where do you watch the races live? They're not interrupting. We appreciate and encourage everybody to comment, ask questions, make suggestions. I'm going to be asking for some volunteers before too long to take a look at some of the data sheets and make some suggestions too, to help us make them easier for everybody to use. Since you're in the United States, I would consider opening up any account with TVG, Twin Spires, Keeneland, at NYRA, wherever you're allowed to open up an account in Mississippi. And then once you have your account open, you can watch the races. You just got to log in. You don't even have to bet that often, if at all. So that's the best way to go about doing that. Pretty simple. I'm going to start off with the 2 horse, Terry, the longest shot on the board. Well, one of the longest shots on the board. If this horse improves at all in its second start, it would move its numbers way past everybody else's. Kind of surprised it's 12-1. It's the only pure maiden special weight dropper in the field. Why not go with one of the longest shots here? The 3 horse, Miss Jones, does have the top total pace, 6 points better than everybody else. That means if they all just run to that, this one will win by a length, or a little more than a length. Intante, the 1 horse, making the 3rd start after a layoff, definitely been facing a lot better than what it's going to see here today. And then finally, Mary Loves Louie did run the top last race speed figure. That was 4 points better than anybody else. Chance to be even better in the 3rd start after a layoff. But I don't know that any one of these horses really is a standout. That's why I did all in my pick 4. I really think any of them could win. Wouldn't shock me at all. Race number 4, Terry, in the 10 race card today, as usual at Parx. What's the story in the 4th?
It's dropping back to 6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in to be claimed, and it's purse of $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of $16,000 or which have never won 3 races.
So 6.5 furlongs, the most common race at Parx, the type of horse that is a winner. Stalker, you want to be middle forward, not necessarily on the front, but if you're on the front, you still have a better than 1 in 3 chance to stay there all the way around the track. Inside is better than outside in race number 4, Terry. So inside speed in the 4th will get you a long way, but it sure looks like one of them is a lot faster than all of the rest.
Yeah, that 5 in the middle shows all the speed in the world compared to the rest of them in here. So it should get to that quarter pole first. 2, 3, 4, and 5 have overlays. The 2 is a 6-1 overlay to 10-1. 3 has an overlay from 9-2 to 15-1. The 4 has an overlay from 12-1 to 15-1, and the 5 has an overlay from 2-1 to 3-1. And all of them show par plus, and all of them show C-zone.
Yeah, pretty open race here. But it does look like this is the 5 horse going to be your leader. Looks like, Terry, 50% or better chance on that C-zone. Only one of 3 horses to score that. That's a big plus, and a little bit of an overlay. So maybe almost a light green go horse. In the 4th spot, looking at the race shape, well, a lot of these horses want to be about half forward, half in the back, so pretty balanced out there. At the start, it does look like that 5 horse is about 3/4 of a length quicker than the other E-type, so 5 should be able to clear up in here, Terry. And then after that, pretty competitive. So you should see a field that is mostly middle forward. Zoppy Fish Band does have a lot more late speed than everybody else as a closer, about 2 lengths, but one looks like with that red early pace, going to be way off the start there. At the end, we're looking at Adelke. That one's 9 points clear on the total pace than everybody else, Terry. That means that 5 horse, if it runs its race, could win by about a length and 3/4. And We both see it at the top of the ticket.
Yeah, that 5 has won 2 races in a row, so goes for a hat trick now. Has the highest speed favorite today's distance. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer. The 7 Try Harder is my second choice. Has finished the money in 6 out of 9 career starts. Won 2 of the starts and has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 8, What a Blast. He won his last race but was disqualified for interference. He switches to high percentage winning jockey and he has a high percentage winning trainer. 28-3 is the 6 is my long shot. He likes Parx Racing, finishing the money 70% of the races here, winning 20% of the starts. And at today's distance, he's been in the money 75% of the races and won 25% of those starts. I'm going to play the second Don Johnson pick 4. Use the 5-7-8 with the 2-3-7 with the 3-5 with the 3-7-9. That's a $45 cost.
You sure it's not 27?
Yep, you're right. 27.
Yeah, so you still have more money to put in there. So if you wanted to add to your picks,
Yeah.
Because we have a $50 budget on our pick 4s. The folks at TVG get to use $60, so we got to be more frugal and better than they are. I'm going to start off with the 5-horse Edelke or Edelk. I am not quite sure how to pronounce that one. But that one I do know has the top total pace, 9 points clear. Top last race speed figure, 8 points clear. Gringo horse, as we saw, most upside in the race. That means this horse has to regress plenty, or the rest have to get better for them to get by. Number 7, Try Harder. Well, if it tries harder, it might actually get by. Won at this level just a couple of races ago. Did show a little bit faster fractions last time out, so signs of life. 23-8. The reference to the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Falcons. Terry's head coach coaching the Falcons at that time, at least offensively. Could be better in a third up and a class drop. And then finally, What a Blast. I kind of wanted to rank this one a little bit higher, but it really fought hard last time out with better fractions. I wonder if maybe that took a little something out of that horse and we see a little regression today. I'm going to do a pick 4. I'm going to start with the 5 and the 7. I almost singled the 5 with the 1, 2, 3, with the 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the 1, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm going to start with my $100. We get a $100 budget to spend however we like. 22 to win, 11 to place on the 5-horse Edelke. Let's see if that indeed plays out. All right, Terry, we're going to move to the last race of the first half of the card today for this Monday. What's happening in this short one?
Well, we're going to shorten up even a little more to 5.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
So, Jose, with your exacta box, the 5, the 7, and the 3, what race are you referring to so that folks who play along at home can also keep an eye out on the right race? 5.5 furlongs, as you can imagine, at Parx, one quick turn around the track and then head to that finish line. You better be really fast when those gates open. That dragster speed, because 57% of the time, the horse wins wire to wire. There's a rail discount, so Sweet Mischief might have to overcome that at 9-2. 2 through 7 play a little bit better than par, and 8 and out is just about fair, Terry. The only place you probably don't want to be is on the rail, but you definitely want to be fast. And who is it that's the fastest?
Well, the 3 and the 2 have the most speed in here, and they may go out head-to-head. 2 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 2 to 1, and the 4 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 5 to 1. All but the 5 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all but the 6 has a CISO.
Our race shape for the 5th here with this short field again. Well, most of them want to be middle back. So that means the fast ones up front could have an early race edge, especially if they're quicker than everybody else. Well, the 1 and the 3 are quicker. The 1's to the inside, so the 1 probably gets the rail. Those 2 about a length faster than the rest of the field. If they burn one another, then at the end, Miss MM, who should be sitting in the shotgun seat there, like 4th, maybe 3rd, has about 3/4 of a length more late speed. Also grades out as your top total pace horse. Again, 9 points ahead of everybody else. Things go according to plan. Should be about a 2-length win for the 2-horse as it sits off the early speed, runs right by him at the end. And Terry, looks like that's how you played it.
Yeah, I like Miss MM. She finished in the money in 5 races out of the last 9 starts, winning one of the races. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Rapid Ruby, the 3 is my second choice, finished second in her last race. Her early speed running style will help her chances, and her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Miss Alex, the 7, is my third choice. She finished third versus similar in her last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the 1 as my long shot, Sweet Mischief. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and her early speed running style will help her chances. So she should improve at this shorter distance. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with Miss M&M. I think M&Ms are the best snacks, Terry. What do you think? For all the chocolates out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, my preference would be a cookie or a piece of cake, but if I'm going to eat chocolate, I love them peanut butter or peanut M&Ms. It's a great combination. Hopefully, Miss M&M has a great combination of handicapping angles as well. Top total pace, we saw 9 points. Top last race speed figure, 6 points better than anybody else. Godfather of speed figures, Andrew Beyer says any horse that has a 3-point edge over the next closest one merits your attention. Its average race is better than the top for most of the other horses in this field. Number 3, Rapid Rudy. That one should be out front with Paco, Terry's favorite jockey. It's going to make its first try at Parx, which can be difficult, but does have that 30% Q30 score, so look out for that, folks. Sweet Mischief, the 1 horse, my third selection. Look at that, by far the best C-zone in here. Should be forward. 2 of its 4 races that has won were at today's distance, so short sprints. Tried other distances 11 times and ended up in the winner's circle as many times as you and I have in a Terry in a horse race, none. And then finally, number 7, Miss Alex. Of the rest of the horses in this field, it's the only one with a par race on its recent resume, so that alone gives it a nod. I'm going to do 22 to win, 11 to place on the 2. That puts 2/3 of my money into play for the $100 budget today. Looks like we have time to do race 6. Get started with the back half of the card here, Terry. So let's go about our business for the 6th.
Okay, stretching back out to 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming $7,500 claiming price, purse $20,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since September 9th.
And the $170 profile of a winner. So we got $170 race 2, race 3, race 6. So we should have a good sense of what the profile of a winner looks like today. But before today, early speed was the best way to win. 38% never see the backside of another horse. They stay on the front all the way around the track. There's an inside 3 bonus, 4 through 7 get discounted. 8 and out again, almost fair. So if you're 1, 2, or 3 and you're fast, Terry, in race number 6, you got a shot, and looks like the 2 horse fits that bill.
It does. That 2 has a lot of speed, with the 7 following up on it. 2 gets out of that gate good. It should get that quarter pole first. Maybe the 7 will have something to say about it. The 4 has an overlay 3 to 1, 10 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 4 to 1. All but the 1 and 6 have par plus numbers, and they all have C zones, especially that 4.
Yeah, that 4. And we got 3 of them again, over 50%. If you're new, C zone, just another way to say comfort zone. So we match today's race to the projected pace from our 1,000 simulations. And 88% of the time, Color Crush saw a race today that mirrored its best performance. Race shape for race number 6. Ooh, these can be extremely dangerous. Those lone E's. Everybody else wants to be middle back. If the 3, High-Heeled Warrior, can get the lead, has a decent chance, but it does look like there's a couple of other horses that might be a touch quicker. Heck, that 7 horse, Obstinate, is a closer that has enough speed to be on the front. We call those left arrow horses. Those horses are extremely dangerous. At the end of the race, Caddy LaBelle, along with, well, it's pretty even in here. There's really not a big difference from worst to first, only 2 points, 2 lengths. So you get blocked, you go wide, can be a big difference. I would definitely want a horse that's middle forward in this race. Bunny Bonus does have the top total pace in here, but again, you're looking down to here, only a 5-point difference between 5 of the 7 horses in this field. This race is wide open. Terry, how did you pick who you picked?
I like number 3, High-Heeled Warrior. She finished in the money in 6 races out of the last 7 starts. Very competitive horse. She won 1 of the races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 5, Caddy LaBelle. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. The distance won't be a problem for her. 6, Dixie Groove is my 3rd choice. Drops in class today, switches the high percentage winning trainer, and the additional distance should be a plus. And then Obstinate The 7 is my long shot. Ran second versus 7 in her last race. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has the best start speed of today's starters. And no additional bets for me in this race.
Caddy LaBelle, the 5 horse, is the most consistent horse in this race. In the money, 13 of 18 times that the horse ran at the distance. Bunny Bonus, the 2 horse, that's the second choice for me. Signs of Life in her last race with better early fractions and pace. So you see that improvement continue today. That horse can get on the lead and stay there. Happy Union, the 1 horse on the rail. Doesn't look like it on paper, but the last race was a lot quicker. So another horse with Signs of Life. And then finally, High-Heeled Warrior is that lone E that we talked about. Could be on the lead. If it doesn't get the lead, it would be a major warning signal. Does get a weight break today, too, so it could help it carry its speed all the way around the track. A lot of disagreement between you and me in this race, Terry, so I take that as an indication it's kind of wide open.
Yeah.
Let's see, how long do we have to the next race here, Mr. Terry?
1 minute.
1 minute. Park Racing passing through here. Yes, indeed, we are doing Parks Racing. I don't know what we'll talk about it. Set up the race. All right, so race number 2. Let's go back to race number 2. Right now, we got about a minute to go. So let's see if we have any value in here, Terry. Looking at our odds, simulation odds, looks to me like pretty much. So 7-1, 2-1. And then you have 17-1, 6-1. The only fair priced horse in here looks like is the 4 horse, Molly Malone. And I don't have the 4 horse in my picks at all in there, Terry. The camera is focused on it. I don't know about you, Terry, but when you're looking, I don't know. When you're thinking about making your picks and the cameraman is focused on the 4, do you ever feel like they're trying to tell you that one's going to win?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Maybe it's because the cameraman has a bet on that horse.
It could be. I don't know. But I always wonder if I'm the only one that thinks like that. I'm like, oh, good. They're showing the 4 before the race, and that's the one I like.
Yeah.
Well, the 5 is your favorite right now at 7-5. The 2 horse is your second choice at 2-1. The 1 horse at 7-2 looks like it's your third. The 4 horse, Molly Malone, that one at 7-1 is your 4th pick. The 6 horse at 8-1. And then, that only leaves 1, the 3 horse. The only one that Terry didn't put in his picks. Yes, indeed. So look out for that guy right there. They're starting to load, but while they load, when the show is over, please head on over to horseracingtoday.net. There is a link in the description on YouTube, on Twitter as well. You'll see right here our picks, our commentary, all of the above. A replay of the show will be there. After the show is over, we'll also timestamp in the description on YouTube every race so you can come back and watch them at your leisure. When you're there, hit that HRT gear button right there in the menu. Get yourself a hat, a T-shirt, something along those lines to help support the show. Well, they're off and running in the second race, Terry, and that 6 horse, Fast Motion, the one that we projected to be your leader, has gotten to the front, I'd say fairly easily, too. It looked like he had to work it all. My only concern is that he's 3 wide up the track as he goes through that turn. Jockey does take him down to the rail right now. The 3 horse, one of the ones, sitting in second position, Terry. Then the 2 horse, looks like is in third right now. Lost Love, and then you have the 5 horse running in fourth. They're about a length and a half, 2 lengths off the 6 horse. Ran almost 24 seconds, so that's not the fastest of opening fractions for the 6 horse. So look out for that guy. Might be able to stay up there all the way. In the back of the pack, you have the 4, and then all the way on the end is the 1 horse. 6 horse really kind of running kind of easy up on the front, Terry. It'll be interesting to see what kind of fractions he put in. Almost 49 seconds, so really not going that fast at all. 6 horse is your pace setter. The 2 horse is starting to close in, as is the 5 horse, which is 4-5. And there's really no excuse for the 6 horse to give up that lead, though, but you never know. The 2 horse is chasing them down right now, as is the 5. Does look like of those 2 horses, the 5 is moving a little bit better than the 2. They're all out. The 5 horse is going to go wide. The 2 horse is kind of trying to hurt him a little bit. It looks like the 5 horse is trying to get his jockey to switch leads. I'm sure the jockey can switch leads at will. I don't know. Can you switch leads, Terry, when you're running? I don't know that I have ever tried to do that. This race is down between the 2 and the 5 right now. The 5 is moving a little bit better than the 2. The 5 horse has gone by the 2 at the wire. It's going to go 5, 2, 6, 3. 5, 2, 6, and 3. Once again, we have the trifecta and the exacta in our picks. We both are alive in. We should have just went 5-2 at the top of the pick 4 and called it a day, right?
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
Saved a few Dolores. All right. So that gets us through race number 2. That brings us to the late pick 4. Starts in race number 7, Terry. But before we talk about the late pick 4 in race number 7, again, tonight, free picks, guaranteed tip sheet, link in the description below for Mountaineer Park. Please use that so they know where it is you are coming from. And again, over on my Twitter at HRTRich, I did link to the PDF for all of the race data that you're seeing on the show today for Parx, so you can take a look at it for yourself. Make sure you follow me over there too. Put a lot of football picks out, and very much winning to a season in the NFL. Hello, good afternoon in Uruguay. Wow, I want to see the race. So south of the Texas border, GRTV, Google it. Make sure you put in Mexican horse racing. I think it's a Mexican brand. I think it's our equivalent of Twin Spires, but I'm not sure on that. But GRTV, Google it. Make sure you put in Mexico, or make sure you put in horse racing, and it'll bring up a app that you can watch on your phones south of the Texas border so you can see the races. Hit the like button. It's free. Yes, indeed. I agree with Don Johnson. We don't even pay him. He just comes along. Great supporter of the show. We appreciate that. Hit the like button. Follow us on all of our social sites, scrolling down there below. Hopefully, for doing that today, starting in race number 7, Terry, we'll be live on that pick 4 too. But what are they running for in this one?
6.5 furlongs, claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since September 9th. Claiming races for $8,000 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
And tactical speed, again, the best way. Be middle forward, still 35 out of 100. Stay on the front all the way around the track with a pass, go, and ticket to the winning circle. Inside is better than outside, Terry. So do we have any inside speed in race number 7?
Well, it looks to me that it's anyone's guess race. If you look there, all of them have pretty much the speed. The 7 has the most, followed up by the 9. The 1 has an overlay from 9-2 to 5-1. The 7 has an overlay from 3-2 to 3-1, and the 8 has an overlay from 6-1 to 10-1. The 7, 1, 8, 9 have the only Par Plus numbers, and all of them shows C zones.
Well, if you're just looking at Par Plus, again, if you're new, Par Plus means in our 1,000 simulations, how many times a horse ran a speed figure equal to or better than the Brisnet Par speed figure, being 82 in this case. So looking at that, Terry, we move over to our race shape for race number 7. This is a middle race, so not really a pure front runner up in here. Nobody's lead dependent, so be interesting to see who does get forward. It does look like Why Not Babe, a little bit quicker than Juridical. Haley B will be in that mix as a PC type. From the beginning, it looks like a pretty competitive start. Speed's doing all right today to start. Haley B, along with that tactical speed, does have the most late speed, a little bit better than the closer, Jezebel Jade, the alliteration. Your top total pace horse in here, 8 points better than everybody else, is Haley B. And then Gavinci pops up out of nowhere in there. Terry, our top 4, this race is really competitive, though. You can see outside of the 7 horse, everybody in a tight window there, Terry. So it's the 7 horse and everybody else. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, I like the 7 Haley B. She ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 3 is my second choice, won her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer. Gavinci is the 9, my third choice, won her last race. The switch is a high percentage winning jockey. Del Grey Dolly, the 6 is the long shot, finished third versus similar last race and can handle the distance. I really think this is a pretty wide open race. So I went on their last pick 4, Don Johnson, Miami Vice, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. With the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, I'm going to single the 6. With the 3, 6, 7, and 8, that's a $50 ticket.
For me, my friend, I am going to start off with the 7 horse, just like you, Terry. That one's my top pick in here. Haley B. Top last race speed figure, it was 8 points better than the next closest horse. That means everybody's got to come up or Haley B's got to go down. Haley B did also show some signs of life last time, a better early pace, better fractions, and should be better in the second start after a layoff. Gavinci, Paco Lopez. You got to love a Paco horse in there, Terry. But interestingly, as good as Paco Lopez has been and as good as trainer Scott Lake is, the two have combined for how many wins in 17 races, Terry?
Oh, I don't know.
0.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable almost. That's got to change at some point, right? Gambler's fallacy? Probably not. But
yeah, that's true.
Jezebel Jade, the one horse, it does have a par race on its recent resume and one of the stronger par plus horses in the field. And then finally, if I had a chance, I'd be married to Scarlett Johansson. But anyway, I didn't have a chance. So this one should improve in the second start after a layoff as well. My pick 4, I'm going to start with just the 7-9, with the 1-2-4, with the 2-4-6-9, with the 3-6-7, and I'm going to spend the rest of my money here, Terry. 22 to win, 11 to place on the 7 horse. Good afternoon, X. Where are you watching the races? Yes, if you're watching on X, please do us a favor and retweet so others who are looking for horse racing can find our show as well. 3 races to go. Terry, tell us about number 8.
Okay, it's 6 furlongs, a maiden race, $50,000 purse for maidens 2-year-olds.
Yes, the anything can happen race. These horses are really almost 3. In a couple of days, the calendar will flip, as will their age to 3 years old. At 6 furlongs, the most common distance at most tracks, to be fair. Stalkers do great 36% of the time. Gate to wire is the best way to the winner's circle, right? The straightest path on the front. Inside is better than outside, Terry. So in race number 8, do we have any horses with some inside speed?
Yeah, the one has the most speed on the inside, as you can see there. It's got a lot of speed, so it should get to that quarter pole first. The 7 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 12 to 1, and the 4, 1, and 7 have the par plus numbers. All but the 2, 7, and 3 have C zones. So,
all right, beautiful. So in the 7th race, the 8th race, we're going on to race 8. We got to take a look at the race shape. Oof. 3 on the lead, 2 want to close. The 7 going to start for the first time in its life today. A lot of winners from maidens are forward at the start. It gives them confidence. Well, looking at that, Angel of Hope should be on the lead. It's on the rail. So of the speed horses, it's the speed of the speed. Of the speed horses with some late legs, it looks like that would be Del Rey. But the do. Say that one a few times fast, Terry. That one should be coming the hardest at the end. Those two with a lot more late speed than the rest. Our top total pace horse in here is the 4 horse, Del Rey. Then Angel of a Hope with the speed. Then Dadu. And then maybe you want to look at that first-time starter. I don't know, Terry. How did you rank them?
okay, well, in this race, I start with the second, Dadu. She ran second in her 2 career races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the maiden special weight races that he has a horse running in. She has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 1 Angel of Hope. She ran second in her last race, the rail post winning at a 19% clip, and she has an Ernie running style that helps her chances. And then Del Rey, the 4, is my third choice, finished in the money in 2 of her career, in her 2 career races. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And then I like the first-time starter, the 7, whose sire wins 18% of the races with first-time starters. Her dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. That's my long shot. No additional bets here.
Del Rey, top last race speed figure, 3 points clear of the next closest horse. Repeat that race, and she would be really hard to beat for the rest of these. Dadu, my favorite name of any horse today. A pair of seconds to start the career. This one's going to drop from a non-graded stakes race. Angel of Hope, the 1 horse, that one going to be on the lead, has the hot rail. And then finally, Wild the World, that one, first-time starter. The other 2 horses, the 3 and the 5 so far have not hit par. So that's the case. You got to throw the 7 in there. No additional bets for me. Talking about over at HRT Rich on Twitter, there is a link for the PDF of my of the picks today at Parx, just to show you, pull up on the screen. What we have here is just part of the information that we have available on the, I don't know, let's see, race one full. So I got even a menu over there, but we have the which horses have a par race. We have the par plus. We have our simulation odds. We have the Q30 score. But over here, you'll see also we point out which horses showed better early pace, how many parts of the race did have better early pace, mid pace, late pace, the faster fractions, how many parts of the race it showed faster fractions. If the horse finished in the first half last time out, it's actually a pretty important thing to see what the current form is like. We also show if the horse is moving up or down in class. Does it have a workout between races? Things that I find to be important. That top last race speed figure we've talked about, where there's a differential, we show it right here. Another handicapping angle that does well is 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row or more. None of the horses in race 1 qualified there. Also put a speed chart up in here so you can get a sense of the range of what a horse looks like. So you got the top of the range, and this is all relative to the other horses in the field, not relative to itself. So it compares each horse to the other horses in this race, and then you'll see their average race. So you can get a sense of which horses have the best average race, the most upside, which ones might have the ability to throw some sneakers in there. We have our race shape that we talk about, comfort zone, which horses have the best chance to be on the lead, along with our par racing in here, right? So you can see our pace race. Over here, we have first-time starter status. So if none of the horses hit par, then you really want to look at the first-time starter, particularly if they have a score of 2.5 or better. If the last workout was a bullet, that's a 15% angle, or the back bullet. And then those second start horses, if they have a chance to go to par ability. And then finally, we have the jockey and trainer stats over here. Again, these are all relative to the other jockeys and trainers in the race, not just their data standalone. This is in every single race, Mr. Terry, that we have all of this data for. And I'll point out that yesterday I sat down with my daughter, who's going to help me put together the how-to, because she is a technical writer. So hopefully it helps us write some easy instructions in there and how to follow it. I taught her how to use it. She's never even done anything but pick a horse by name for things like the Kentucky Derby. We went through 2 races at Fairgrounds. She picked the winner in both, one of which was the favorite, one of which paid $23.
Wow.
So I guarantee you'll be a better handicapper if you learn how to use those sheets. Hello, Gervin. How are you? Good afternoon from Success and Blessings. Thank you. We all appreciate that. All right, Terry, we got 2 races to go. The late daily double at Parx will start in race number 9. So take us through race number 9's conditions.
All right, 6.5 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won a race other than a maiden, claiming starter, or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000.
And for your horse to start off your daily double, you want it to have tactical speed. A bunch of the times, 35% wins wire to wire. Inside, better than outside at 6.5 furlongs. So do we have any inside horse with wire to wire type early speed, Terry?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of anyone's guess. They've all got some kind of speed. 2 or 3 of them have more speed than the rest. The 6 has a overlay from 9 to 5 to 3 to 1, and the 9 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to 8 to 1. 7, 6, and 8 have the par best par plus numbers, and all but the 10, all of them have C zones. So
10 horse scratched on us towards the start of the show. So good thing it wasn't in either one of our picks, or we might have been a bit of a later start. Looking at our race shape for the 9th. Well, a lot of early speed up in here, Terry. Most of the other is middle back. So you got to be kind of careful if you're up front early, especially in a race that looks really hot to get started. Got a lot of them within just a few points of each other, within a length or so. So you get bumped, you stagger out of the gate, a little bit of a delay. You could be first. You could almost be worst. So you better have some late speed in there. Capital Conquest has the most late speed, really not that far off the pace as a closer in here. But the 2 closers will be coming the best at the end. You got 4 of them that have a lot more late speed than the rest. Top total pace horses, I don't see colors. That one's 8 points better than Capital Conquest. Party at Sam's, after I don't see colors, it's pretty wide open, Terry. I think that's the one that's at the top of your picks and your best bet for this Monday.
That's correct. It is my best bet of the day at Parx Racing. I don't see colors. The 6 finishing the money in 6 races out of the last 8 starts. He won 3 of those races. Has a highest speed figure at today's distance. I like the 4 whiskey whatever. He has won 2 races in a row. Now goes for hat trick, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the 2 All-American Rod. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has won 2 races out of 4 career starts. The 9 is my long shot, Capital Conquest. He ran second in his last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet $20 to win on number 6, a $10 exacta box 4-6, a $5 exacta 6 on top with a 2-4-9. And then I'm going to bet a $5 deadly double. I'm going to use the 4 and 6 with the 3, 6, 7, and 8. That's it.
Terry putting all of his Hyundai to work in one race. I'm going to start with the 4, the other one that you put in your daily double, Whiskey Romeo Sierra. Guy did win 2 races in a row, but I am a little bit concerned that the horse might be poised for some regression because you have a pair of peak races here. And then sometimes you see a pair of peaks that's followed by a little bit of regression. So that does concern me. If not, then Terry's 6 horse will be the one to beat. That one is I Don't See Colors. This one should be forward, has the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than anybody else. Also, that top total pace, a few points, 8 points better than everybody. That combination of top last race speed figure with a big gap, top total pace with a big gap, usually those horses win a disproportionate number of races. Capital Conquest, the 9 horse, the only other horse besides the 4 and the 6 that does have a recent par race on its resume. Probably the most consistent performer with the most upside in the race. And then finally, All-American Rod, finally healthy horse. One of my favorite new angles, making the 3rd start in a row for the first time in its career. No bets for me because I spent all my money, hopefully wisely, not squanderedly. Last race of the day, Terry, to close out that daily double and hopefully close out another pick 4 is race number 10. Take it away.
6.5 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
And 6 furlongs. Thank you for your time. No, thank you, Don, for your time today. We appreciate everybody's time. We know it's the one commodity that expires for all of us. So the fact that you spend your time with us is very humbling for myself and for Terry. 6.5 furlongs. I think the way we start the show, the way we're going to end the show, tactical speed, 35% wire to wire, inside, outside, Terry, and maiden claiming 10. Oof. Anything can happen, but speed is usually helpful. Who has the most of it?
Let's look at there. Most of them have speed and spread all over the place. So it's a who knows race. 7 has a overlay from 9-5 to 4-1. The 8 has an overlay from 9-2 to 12-1. And then 7, 6, and 8 have the best par plus numbers. And then all but the 8, 11, and 12 show C zones, especially that 7 and that 9.
As you might expect with maiden claiming 10, the data says take your pick. Hopefully we can take a look at how they'll run in the race and get a sense or an edge. But, well, 1, 3, 4, 10, and 13, those 4 or 5 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So maybe you can X them out. 5, 7, 9, and 11, those 4 have wanted to be forward at least. 6, 8, and 12 have wanted to close. So really nobody's showing a whole lot of early pace. A lot of times you get to the lead, you can get there and stay there. That Pine Valley, well, it probably looks like it'll finish within 5 lengths of the winner today. A lot of early speed in here, though, too. Late speed belongs to Jack Naba. But again, pretty competitive in here as well. So much like our simulations, our total pace picture tells us it should be a competitive race, although you do have 3 distinct with the 3, 7, and 8, a little bit of drop off to the 5 there. Terry, once again, the top 4 produces more than 7 out of 10 winners. How many of this top 4 made your top 4?
Well, I like the 6 for Makram Mo. He drops in class today, can improve while returning to a sprint, and blinkers are added to keep his mind on business. Number 3, Pine Alley, my second choice, ran 3rd versus Tougher in his last race. Drops in class today, and the trainer wins 25% of the maiden claiming race he has a horse competing in. And number 7, Ives Making Waves is my 3rd choice. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And also number 8 is my long shot. He finished in 3rd versus similar his last race. I don't have any more money, so I can't make any other bets.
Christopher D'Souza joining us with his thoughts, usually on target thoughts as well. Like if you're a dart player, you wouldn't want to play with Chris because he's regularly around the bullseye. Race number 9, he likes the daily double, $20. I think which means 1 and a 7 because the 2 is scratched in race number 10. And then down here in race number 9, he likes the win, the 1 to win in race number 10 to win, and race number 10, the 7 to win and play. So just kind of confusing to me because you have the daily double with the, there's the 1 and the 7. So yeah, I think he means 1 and 7 on the daily double. So pay attention to that, time stamp that, and the column over there. I'll also mention that again, we will timestamp every race in the description on YouTube in just a few minutes when the show's over. So you can rewind and watch any race you want. And then, of course, free picks as always today, guaranteed tip sheet. They're going to be at Mountaineer Park. There's also a link in the description as well. The show will have a complete recap along with our notes and comments at horseracingtoday.net in just a minute. Link for that in the description as well. And then while you're there, please hit that HRT gear. Get yourself a hat, a sweatshirt, an apron for cooking, you name it. Get the folks in your horse racing life a prize that they'll love for sure, a present that they'll love, and some horse racing today gear. Final thoughts for me today, Mr. Terry. I like the 3-horse Pine Alley. It's run at Parx 3 times, has 3/3. Where's the 3 today? That has to be a cryptic code. And Private Ross, we missed you today. Where are you, brother? Number 6, Remarkable Mo. Your top choice, my second one. Most upside in the race. Better in the second start after a layup. Second try at Parx after coming in from the Kentucky circuit. So maybe it'll be a delayed track drop. Voy y Vengo, the 11-horse for the 3rd spot. All of the race internals were better across the board last time out. Almost always a side of a horse on the upswing. And then finally, Aves Making Waves. That is our simulation favorite. If he can run back 3 races, it would be an easy W for Aves Making Waves. Our full picks for today look a lot like this. Terry taking the opener with the 8-horse, and then the 5-horse taking the second start. And here's the way we see the rest of the races for this day. Mr. Terry, again, we'll be back for Parx tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll do Turfway Park again. Thursday, we'll do Aqueduct. Friday, Foreign Fridays Down Under with Thomas and I. Some track in Australia, not quite sure which one, but we know the people hang from their feet down there, so not quite sure how the horses run upside down. We'll figure it out, though, and to make sure you don't miss it, Terry, the best way to do it, Terry will tell you how to figure out how to follow everything we do.
Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get to watch us and hit that little bell so we notify you about any of the programs we have coming up. Go down and copy that link and share it with everybody you know so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and likes. It's free, as been told by Don Johnson. And also go ahead and keep giving us these picks and these comments, as we really enjoy to see them, and they really help out with the algorithms.
Yeah, any interactivity we have that you have with the show, you come back and watch, you subscribe, you comment, you share our content. You can do that with the share button on YouTube. You can also retweet on Twitter. Any sort of interactivity like that really helps us out. Over on our Facebook page, too, at Horse Race the number 2 day, our good friend Swiss Army Sean really keeps folks up the ongoings in the horse racing world. So make sure you head on over there and follow all of the good things Swiss Army Sean presents. And of course, it's all free right now. Soon we will have our data sheets available for every track. And when we do, I promise you, you'll be a better handicapper. You'll pick more winners. Any final thoughts from you today, Terry, before we part company and head up out of here?
Yeah, I hope everybody stayed safe last week with that terrible weather in the east. And also just have a great day and a great rest of the week. And if you're planning for Christmas, hope everything goes the way you want it. Thanks very much. See you tomorrow.
If you've been naughty or nice, I know Terry's been naughty, so he's going to get a stocking full of coal. Me, I've been so nice. I'm going to get nothing but diamonds for sure. And, carbon either turns into diamond or coal, depending upon the pressure. Nonetheless, no matter what you're doing for the rest of the day, I hope certainly that you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do, Mr. Terry, ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow for a terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx.